Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into some of the most infamous moments in WrestleMania history. The matches that made us cringe, scratch our heads, and maybe even question our love for wrestling. While WrestleMania is known for legendary bouts, it has also produced some absolute stinkers. From poorly executed moves to bizarre gimmicks, we're counting down the worst WrestleMania matches of all time. Stick around to see if your least favorite made the cut. WrestleMania 9, The Undertaker vs. Giant Gonzalez. WrestleMania 9 had an interesting Roman theme at Caesar's Palace. The Undertaker faced Giant Gonzalez, who was billed as an unstoppable monster. Gonzalez was a towering figure at 7'7", but his wrestling ability was non-existent. He wore a ridiculous airbrushed bodysuit with fake muscles, which instantly drew laughter, not fear. The match itself was painfully slow, filled with awkward movements and no real offense. The finish was the worst part. Gonzalez used a chloroform-soaked rag to knock out Undertaker, resulting in a disqualification. Fans expected something big from The Undertaker, but instead got a match that looked more like a comedy act than a battle. This became a rare blip on The Undertaker's iconic WrestleMania streak. WrestleMania 27, Michael Cole vs. Jerry, the King Lawler. Leading up to WrestleMania 27, Michael Cole had become a villainous commentator, constantly insulting Jerry Lawler. The storyline led to Lawler's first WrestleMania match, with Steve Austin as the referee. Despite the build-up, the match was a disaster. Cole, who had no real wrestling experience, spent most of the time stalling in a pod-like structure at ringside. When action finally started, it was slow and sloppy. What made it worse? After a long 14 minutes, the decision was reversed, and Cole technically won, making the match feel pointless. Fans were dead silent. Lawler deserved a proper WrestleMania moment, not a drawn-out comedy skit that overstayed its welcome. WrestleMania 2, Roddy Piper vs. Mr. T in a boxing match. WrestleMania 2 was WWE's attempt to innovate by splitting the show into 3 locations. One of its big attractions was a boxing match between Roddy Piper and actor Mr. T. The idea sounded good on paper, but neither man was a boxer. The punches looked fake, the pacing was sluggish, and the rounds dragged on endlessly. The match ended in round 4 when Piper got frustrated and threw Mr. T to the mat, earning a disqualification. The crowd lost interest quickly because the match had no energy. It was a failed gimmick that proved wrestling and boxing don't always mix. WrestleMania 4, Hulk Hogan vs. Andre the Giant. WrestleMania 4 was built around a WWF Championship tournament. Hogan and Andre faced each other in a highly anticipated rematch from WrestleMania 3. Unlike their legendary first encounter, this match was an absolute flop. Andre was far less mobile, barely able to move in the ring. Hogan tried to carry the match, but it ended abruptly in a double disqualification after both men used a chair. The audience felt robbed. This match didn't recreate the magic of their prior clash, and the lame finish left fans frustrated. WrestleMania 25, Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal. WWE promised a massive battle royal to celebrate women's wrestling, featuring past and present female superstars. It was expected to be a showcase of talent. WWE gave no entrances for the competitors, which meant fans had no idea who was in the ring. To make matters worse, Santino Marella, dressed in drag as Santina, won the match. This joke completely undermined the hard work of the women involved. Fans saw this as a mockery of women's wrestling during a time when the division was struggling to gain respect. WrestleMania 32, Brock Lesnar vs. Dean Ambrose, no-holds-barred street fight. A no-holds-barred street fight between Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania 32 sounded like a recipe for chaos. Fans expected an all-out war. The match fell flat because it lacked the hardcore violence that fans wanted. Lesnar dominated Ambrose with repetitive suplexes, while Ambrose barely got to use weapons or showcase his hardcore style. The match felt safe, underwhelming, and short for a street fight. Ambrose later revealed that Lesnar wasn't interested in collaborating to make the match special. WrestleMania 25, Triple H vs. Randy Orton. A heated rivalry with Orton attacking Triple H's family led to a main event clash for the WWE title. Despite the storyline, the match was slow and lacked intensity. WWE's no stipulation rule hurted, as they avoided weapons or brawling. Fans expected a personal, violent showdown but got a plodding, boring match. WrestleMania 20, Goldberg vs. Brock Lesnar. Two powerhouses collided at WrestleMania 20, but both men were leaving WWE after the event. The crowd knew both were departing and turned on the match completely. Fans booed relentlessly, chanting, "You sold out," as Lesnar and Goldberg awkwardly wrestled for 13 minutes. Zero effort, no chemistry, and a crowd that wanted them gone. Stone Cold stunning both at the end was the only saving grace. WrestleMania 6, Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire vs. Randy Savage and Sherry. This mixed tag team match featured legends like Savage and Dusty, alongside their managers. The match was more about gimmicks than wrestling. Sapphire was not a trained wrestler, leading to sloppy action. Randy Savage deserved better than a forgettable tag match filled with comedy over substance. WrestleMania 12, Ultimate Warrior vs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Ultimate Warrior made his return to WWE, facing a young Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. The match lasted less than 2 minutes. Warrior no-sold all of Triple H's offense and squashed him quickly, making the younger talent look weak. Fans wanted more from Warrior's return, but the one-sided squash left little impact. And there you have it, the worst WrestleMania matches of all time. Whether it's slow pacing, ridiculous gimmicks, or poor storytelling, these matches remind us that even the grandest stage of them all isn't perfect. If you enjoyed this breakdown or just want to see more wrestling or film lists, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.